extremely quickly. It's great for rapid escape, search and rescue, all sorts of things that Batman's actually doing.
The Atlas also lets its user do a controlled descent down the side of a building or mountain. And its mechanism is relatively simple.
It's a lot like a capstan winch on a sailboat. And the capstan basically gives you a very strong circumferential grip around something round when you apply a load to the rope. To engage the rope, you simply wrap it around that capstan winch mechanism in the device, close the lid, and pull the trigger. To operate it, it's like a portable drill, variable speed trigger. You pull the trigger more, you're going to go up faster.
Built for combat search and rescue and other vertical tactical operations, the Atlas can swiftly lift over 500 pounds. So just like Batman's grappling system, carrying 2 people isn't a problem.
A fully loaded soldier is always going to weigh at least about 300 pounds. In the infantry, the lightest pack load that men have is about 75 pounds. From there on, it only gets heavier. So we want to be able to accommodate a soldier and a fully loaded pack at all times. Additionally, if you need to use this device for rescue, it makes it so that you can clip yourself and an additional person in and lift them both at the same time. We built more like a truck that's for vertical operations. So this system's rugged, it can be used a lot, it's got very long battery life, and can lift a very high load repeatedly. So this is more of a utilitarian system than what Batman actually has.
Batman's utility belt may be the ultimate in compact crime fighting, but the caped crusader doesn't always think small. And Batman tech doesn't get any bigger or cooler than an automobile that's become a pop culture icon.
At least tell me what it looks like. Never mind.
What's that?
Well, the tumbler? Oh, you wouldn't be interested in that.
Since 1941, Batman has cruised the streets of Gotham City in a car that pays flashy tribute to his nocturnal namesake. But whether it's got scalloped fins, a bat's head battering ram, or a jet-propelled engine, the Batmobile may be the most coveted item in all Batman tech.
I think the Batmobile had a major influence on me. I mean, I was fascinated by it. I wanted to drive it, I wanted to see it, and I think it kind of got me into cars at an early age that way.
Artists and writers have kept improving on the Batmobile's design, with additions and overhauls reflecting car trends of the day.
The ever-changing Batmobile. You know, you see a different Batmobile for every year. You see a different Batmobile for every generation. In the 40s, you had the big grille, which was kind of cool.
The first Batmobile I remember was the Batmobile of the 50s with the huge bat fin on the back and the bat-headed battering ram in the front. It was big enough to be a tank. Then he got into the 60s and the car evolved to match the one in the television series with the atomic turbines. Then in the early 70s, it became a sports car. I always thought that was the coolest. I mean, the whole idea that this singular, unique vehicle belongs to a singular, unique character.
So what do you think?
Does it come in black?
As Batman's enemies got tougher, so did his car.
Make a color? It's a black tank.
And no retooling of the Batmobile was more radical than the one showcased in Batman Begins.
Hold on.
Director Christopher Nolan and designer Nathan Crowley set out to create a 21st century ride. One whose practicality and power would help set the tone for the entire film.
The purpose of redesigning the Batmobile, which we call the Tumbler, was to have it have capabilities that we felt a crime fighter would need to have in the modern day.
The Tumbler, that was the first thing we designed, because I felt that if we could show the studio what the Batmobile was in our world, they'd get a handle on what everything else would be.
Action!
I felt that we needed a new contemporary approach in order to believe in the utility of this vehicle. So what I proposed was a cross between a Lamborghini and a Humvee, something that would have the presence of almost a tank-like vehicle, but also with the speed and grace of a sports car.
She was built as a bridging vehicle. During combat, 2 of these would jump over a river towing cables.
So by definition, it needed to have a jet engine in it to allow it to jump over rivers or whatever in order to take the equipment across. It needed to have armor to protect it from taking hits. Also has the ability to drive in a stealth mode with an engine that's incredibly quiet, so it can sort of disappear into the environment.
I lost him. We lost visual.
It's a pretty cool piece of equipment.
The Tumbler seems surprised